Her name was Alara, and she was a creature of twilight, most at home in the gentle space between day and night. Her hair was the color of autumn leaves just as the sun sets, a tapestry of crimson, gold, and deep russet woven together. It tumbled down her back in a fiery cascade, a living flame against the deepening twilight outside her window. Each strand seemed to hold a spark of its own, a stark and beautiful contrast to the cool, quiet blues of the evening sky. She sat curled in a large overstuffed window seat, her personal sanctuary piled high with plush velvet cushions in shades of moss and plum, and patchwork quilts stitched with memories and forgotten spells. This nook was her anchor, a soft haven from the world. The room itself was small and round, like the inside of a forgotten tower. The air smelled of old paper, dried herbs, and beeswax. Bookshelves, crammed with leather-bound volumes, and curious little jars filled with starlight and dried moon petals lined the curved walls. Their gilded spines glinted in the soft, dancing glow of a single flickering candle, its flame casting long, sleepy shadows that swayed like gentle giants. A worn, heavy book lay open on her lap, its leather cover smooth beneath her fingertips. Its pages were filled with elegant, spidery script that seemed to shift and shimmer if you looked for too long, the ink still humming with ancient power. Outside, the world was quieting down. The last birds had sung their final, sleepy notes, and the sky traded its bruised purple for the deep, velvety black of true night. A hush fell over the land, a breath held in anticipation of the stars. Alara reached out and traced a symbol on the cool glass, a small, looping spiral of welcome that glowed with a faint silver light before fading as quickly as she drew it. A quiet greeting to the night. Her home was alive. It hummed in the old wooden floorboards and sighed in the rustle of turning pages. Here, magic wasn't a performance of fire and light, but a gentle, everyday language spoken in whispers and quiet gestures. She smiled, a soft, contented curve of her lips, feeling the day unspool and release its hold on her. The first spell of the night was always the simplest, the most profound. To settle into the quiet hum of the world, to be present and at peace, alone with the moon and the emerging stars. The words on the page had begun to blur, a sign that the evening was winding down. Alara looked from her book to the empty mug resting on the windowsill. It was a simple ceramic thing, a gift from a dear friend, glazed in a deep, comforting forest green. Its emptiness felt like a small, quiet question in the cozy stillness of her room. Wrapped in a heavy wool blanket, getting up felt like a journey too far, a disruption to the perfect peace she had cultivated. So she wouldn't. Instead, she lifted a single finger toward the empty cup, a quiet and deliberate gesture. She didn't need to speak a word. The spell lived entirely in a thought, a quiet, specific desire sent out into the room like a gentle breath. It was a familiar hum of energy, a connection to the small, unseen currents that flowed through her home. She closed her eyes and imagined hot water, steaming and pure. She pictured the delicate floral scent of chamomile and the calming perfume of a single lavender bud, infusing the water, creating the perfect brew. A tiny, silvery wisp of light curled up from her fingertip, a visible manifestation of her will, drifting lazily in the warm candlelight. It dove into the green mug. For a heartbeat, nothing. Then a gentle, permeating warmth began to radiate from the ceramic. Then, steam, fragrant as a summer field at dusk, rose in a soft, elegant swirl. The cup, once empty, now brimmed with perfectly brewed herbal tea. She drew the mug closer, wrapping her hands around its comforting warmth, and took a slow, deliberate sip, calming, fragrant, tasting of peace itself. This was her first and most important rule of magic. Always start with comfort. A warm drink, a soft blanket, a quiet moment of stillness. Magic, she knew, worked best not through force, but from a place of deep serenity. You ask politely, and you remain grateful when the world, in its own quiet way, obliges. The candle gave a lovely glow, but its light was lonely, casting long, sharp shadows. Holding her teacup, she caught the flame between her fingers. It did not burn her. The flame detached, a perfect teardrop of golden light, warm and weightless. With a soft puff, it scattered into a dozen small living lights. They bobbed on invisible currents, illuminating high book spines and dancing gently around her. Harsh shadows vanished, replaced by an all-encompassing glow. She guided one to bathe the ancient script, another to make a fern glow with otherworldly green. Ilara laughed softly, moving a light in playful loops. They would last as she wished, their energy drawn from the quiet night. A reminder: even in the darkest night, you can make your own light and teach it how to dance. Through the glass, the old oak hung perfectly still. The night was breathless. She missed the forest's lullaby. She sent her request like a silent prayer. She asked for a breeze, not a gale, borne over rolling hills, willing to travel. She pictured it weaving through trunks, cool and refreshing. The smallest, highest leaves trembled, then began to sway. A low, soft sigh reached her. The wind had come. It caressed the stone, bringing night-blooming jasmine and damp soil, even with the window closed. Her lights rode the invisible currents. The room rocked in a gentle, airy cradle. She had not commanded the wind. She had invited it. A partnership, not control. Ilara reached for a small, smooth river stone, simple to anyone else, a vessel to her. She chose a happy memory, the baker's daughter laughing, chasing a butterfly in the square. She held the warmth of the sun, the sound of glee, the vibrant flash of blue. Gently, she poured it into the stone. It glowed with a soft golden light, pulsing in time. The light subsided, but the warmth remained. A whisper of joy now kept safe. This stone, she decided, would be for Mr. Gable, whose memories were beginning to fade. She often left memory stones on benches, in tree hollows, at doorsteps, brief reminders that joy is real. It was a spell of preservation, not to erase sadness, but to keep a good moment from fading completely. A tiny anchor of light, ready to be shared. As the last of the daylight faded, a sleek black cat with emerald eyes hopped onto the window seat, butting his head against Ilara's arm. This was Onyx, her familiar, her shadow, her dearest friend. In a world that often felt too loud, he was her quiet anchor, a constant, comforting presence in the stillness of her attic sanctuary. He began to purr, a deep, resonant rumble that vibrated through her arm. Born without a meow, Onyx was a silent companion in a quiet house. His affection expressed not in sound, but in this profound, heartfelt vibration. Ilara smiled and began to hum a soft, wandering tune. As she did, the notes took physical form, spilling from her lips as shimmering ribbons of light, deep purples of contentment, soft blues of tranquility, and silvery whites of pure magic. They drifted through the air and swirled around Onyx, weaving a melodic cocoon you could not only see, but feel as a gentle warmth on the skin. The ribbons pulsed in perfect time with his purr, brightening with a surge of joy as she stroked his back, then settling to a steady, gentle glow as he dozed. She could read his every mood in the shifting hues, deep, steady purples for his unwavering affection, and quick, silvery sparks that danced when his dreams turned playful. It was their unique conversation, a spell of translation she had crafted just for him, giving beautiful, tangible form to the unseen language of his heart. The little dancing lights that always filled her room seemed drawn to the display, joining his ribbons to weave a living tapestry of silent melody. The whole room seemed to breathe in light and quiet understanding. This was more than just a spell. It was the pure, simple magic of deep companionship. Her gaze fell on a tiny sapling, a gift that had been struggling. She offered sympathy and a little encouragement. She shared the earth's vitality, roots digging deeper, sweet rainwater, sun on leaves. A soft green aura formed, dripping like liquid energy into soil and stem. Gently, miraculously, a change began. Sickly yellow-green deepened to emerald, leaves unfurled, reaching toward the tiny suns in her room. At the tip, a bud swelled, and a perfect new leaf unfurled. She hadn't imposed change. She lent strength, a spell of nurturing. The joy of a gardener, a struggling seedling finally takes root. As the night deepened, drowsiness settled, the tea, the lights, the quiet spells. She wished to craft her entry into dreams, a forest walk of crimson and gold, crisp air and gentle beauty. A tiny cloud formed, no bigger than a pearl, shimmering scarlet, orange and gold. With a mischievous twinkle, she dotted her hair with autumn, streaks of gold, orange, deep red. Satisfied, she blew gently. The cloud expanded, enveloping her in shimmering fog. Red and gold drifted around her. The world softened. The dancing lights dimmed. Her cozy nook became the threshold of a sun-dappled forest of dreams. Her hair, a living tapestry of autumn, shimmered with playful color. She slipped toward slumber, the scent of leaves and wood smoke guiding the way. Just before sleep claimed her, Alara kept one final ritual, a nightly spell of gratitude and wonder. The stars were brilliant, scattered like diamond dust. She had summoned wind and brewed tea. The stars were older magic. She whispered a single ancient word. Air shimmered, condensing into a globe of captured night. Inside, points of light blinked into being, a glittering replica of the constellations outside. A handheld night sky, humbling and beautiful. She felt her place from sprouting sapling to burning star, a small part of a vast, mysterious whole. She did not try to change it. She admired it, then let it go. The dream fog swirled, pulling her into the golden forest of sleep. The world was full of magic, seen and unseen. Her part was to tend the small, kind magics, leaving the world a little warmer, a little softer.